and welcome to our 2021 Winter Virtual Sports Awards celebration. My name is Stephen Viana, and I'm the Athletic Director for the Linden Public Schools. This year is one that not many of us will soon ever forget. After transitioning to a full virtual platform back in March and a halt of all athletic activity after last year's winter season, we welcomed our students back in mid-July to a whole new world of daily COVID forms, screenings, temperature checks, and a whole lot more. I can't even begin to describe the Herculean effort of our student athletes, coaches, and staff in bringing our athletics programs back to life this past July. Many wondered if a winter season indoors was even possible, but time and time again, we proved just how Tiger strong we really are. We managed to put together a season that no one would have imagined, from virtual swim meets, to no spectators at games, to polar bear track meets out in the cold, and live stream games. It was a difficult season for sure, but one that still created the lifelong memories that our student athletes will cherish forever. This monumental effort comes with the support of many. We would like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Hazelton, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Cleary, Business Administrator and Board Secretary, Ms. Gaylord, Linden High School Principal, Mrs. Horry, Middle School Principal, Mrs. Perkins, Middle School Principal, Ms. Skokoza, our Director of Maintenance, Mr. Miranda, and the rest of our entire administrative office members who helped make this season a reality for our student athletes. A special thank you goes out to our Board of Education for their unwavering support as we moved forward with our plan to resume our winter athletic programs. To our athletic office secretaries, Mrs. Kelly Koziel and Mrs. Maria Singh, for their countless hours of work ensuring that every detail was taken care of. To our athletic training staff, comprised of Roger Rotundi, our head athletic trainer, Andrea Figueredo, and Debbie Padilla, our assistant athletic trainers, who always do such an amazing job of caring for our student athletes. They went above and beyond with ensuring that the safety of our student athletes always remained a top priority. To our head district nurse, Joyce Hirsch. She was called upon more times than I can count to help us manage our protocols and procedures with the ever-changing landscape of this pandemic era. I honestly don't know where to begin with thanking our coaching staff. They attended countless meetings, managed daily changes, cancellations, quarantines, updates, logistical challenges, all without missing a beat. With all the regular responsibilities of a traditional season, they met every challenge head on and ensured that our student athletes had what they needed the most, some sense or return to normalcy. I honestly can't say enough about our group of coaches, and I sincerely thank them all for their efforts. Our support staff consists of team physicians, volunteer coaches, and custodians who helped us keep our day-to-day operations running seamlessly as we navigated this uncharted territory. To our student athletes, thank you. Student athletes, thank you for always representing how important it is to represent our town and community the way that you do. Thank you for coming back to our programs and entrusting your coaches to help you navigate this difficult time for all of us. Parents, thank you for your support and patience. This pandemic affected so many of us in so many different ways. Allowing your child to return to their passion in our programs will never be forgotten, and we thank you for always supporting our programs the way that you do. Lastly, I'd like to turn the presentation over to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Hazelton, who have a few words for our student athletes. You know that we would never end a sports awards without our One Shining Moment tribute, so please stay tuned to the very end of this video to relive all the special moments from our winter season. Thank you again for joining us. Enjoy.
Hello, Linden School community. This is Dr. Marnie Hazelton, Superintendent of Schools, and it is my honor to join you all as we celebrate our student athletes. We are celebrating our students who participated in winter sports. Boys basketball, girls basketball, boys and girls co-ed swimming, boys winter track, girls winter track, wrestling, bowling, and our grand motivators, the cheerleading squad. Congratulations to you all. I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and safe summer, and I look forward to seeing you again in September.
Hello, I'm Coach Kiritan, head coach of the Linden High School cheerleading team 2021-2022. and I'm here to present to you the athletes that participated in cheering for the winter season of 2021. So here we go. As captain, we had Saray Anderson, who was amazing, and I thank her so much for all of her help. On the team, we had Madison Alman, Tatiana Burke, Jada Curitin, Sydney Culato, Savannah Grippy, Mallory Kuntz, Alina Martinez, Talia Smith, China Velez, and Destiny Wright. I had a wonderful year with them, and I cannot wait to see what the next year is to come.
Hi, this is Coach Pisano. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Vienna, Dr. Hazelton, the Board of Education, Mrs. Horry, Secretaries Kelly and Maria, and especially my parents. Coming off a 2020 state championship season and losing 3 valuable senior starters, I knew it was going to be a difficult season. Rebuilding is always tough. Senior Rajan Muhammad decided to come out for our team. He brought enthusiasm and a competitive spirit to every match. His high game this year was a 151. It was an absolute pleasure coaching Rajan. Junior Jackie Scott and second-year bowler finished with a high game this season of a 200. Jackie was the epitome of a team player. Even with an injury, he came to the final game of the county tournament and bowled lefty for us and did the best job that he could. This way, our team wouldn't have to forfeit with only 5 bowlers this season. Jackie was probably one of the most unselfish bowlers I've ever had. Our next bowler, Joe LaPiccolo, sophomore. Joe's high game this season was a 245 with a high series of 590. Our next huge surprise was junior Matthew Remlingado. Matthew, at the end of the season, qualified in first place for the Union County individual tournament with a high game of 278 and a series set of 739. He finished the Union County tournament individuals in 4th place. Only a second-year bowler. That is quite a feat. And definitely last but not least, senior James Fitz. James finished the season with the high average for the Union County Conference at 219. James' high game this season was a 279, and high series was 745. James won a Union County individual tournament in his junior year. He's part of 2 state sectional titles with a state title to his credit. James will be sorely missed and is part of a legacy here that will never be forgotten. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Good evening, everyone. This is Coach McDonald, the boys winter track and field coach. Just want to take a few moments to talk about the 2021 winter track and field season. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Linden Board of Education, Dr. Hazelton, Mr. Vienna, and anyone else that was involved in having a season and supporting Linden athletics. It was really great to see the support that the students and the coaches received throughout all 3 seasons this year to make sure that our athletes were given the opportunity to put the uniforms on and compete. So much appreciated, and we thank you very much. I'd also like to thank all the other track coaches that I work with, Coach Devereaux, Coach Brown, Coach Firestone, Coach John Marlowski. We have a really great team together. I know we have boys and girls coaches, but we all kind of work together and figure things out together, and it's really like kind of like a family. And I appreciate everybody that's in Linden Track. So, like to just take a few moments and talk about the season. This season was insane. We started February 1st. It was pushed back, and literally, I believe the day before our first practice, it snowed about a foot, and we were virtual for the first week because we really didn't have anywhere to go. And that first day we were virtual, we had about 25 boys online working out for that week, doing push-ups and sit-ups and core and stretching and really putting the time in. And we moved over to School 1 parking lot in the snow to get some work in. And the throwers were out doing drills in the snow and throwing up against the wall in the back of the school, and just really trying to make the best of the situation. And during all these difficulties that we had, whether it would be the snow, the wind, it was raining, it was 30 degrees. We didn't really want to go inside because of COVID. And during this whole time that our track was covered and our facilities were snowed in, the boys, their attitudes were tremendous. We were meeting at School 1. We were running circles in the parking lot, doing sprints, running around the block. It was really tremendous to see the way that they stepped up. And I could not be any prouder or happier with their attitudes and their character and their commitment. Bunch of guys never missed a day, ever, during the whole season. Not even, for any circumstance. So it was really great to see. Really, really great to see. And on top of all that, we didn't really have the season that we normally might have, where we're at the New York Armory or we're at Ocean Breeze and all these beautiful facilities. We go down to Tom's River and have our indoor meets. We didn't have that like we normally did. So what we had was polar bear meets outside in the cold in February, March. And again, during that time, throwers are out throwing the shot put, and it was 35 degrees out, 30 degrees. And our runners are out running and competing. It was tremendous to see. And I was really proud of with our attitudes with everything. And they really just adapted. They wanted to compete. And as a coach, I couldn't ask for anything more. And even so now, with a lot of the hard work that they put in February, March, we're starting to see that unfold in the spring season. So hopefully we can keep that going. And when I'm back on here during our spring video, I'll be talking about all kind of accomplishments that we had, and I should be. And I think it's starting to happen right now. So some of the highlights of our season, just individual highlights. And whenever I say individual highlights, I always stress the idea that even though it's individual, none of these accomplishments individually would have happened without some other guys on the team, okay? And I'll give some examples. Kevin Jenkins, second team All-County in the 55-meter dash. First place at the conference meet in the 55, and fourth place in the 400 at the conference meet. Alan Elomi, second place in the 55-meter dash at the conference meet. First time ever doing winter track or indoor track. Anthony Zamora, fourth place at the conference meet in the 800 meters. Dejan Lee, sixth place in the 55-meter dash at the conference meet. And Pablo Montanez, seventh place in the shot put at the Union County Championships, threw a personal best on his last throw. And just an example is Pablo had a great meet that day, but if it wasn't for the throwers and the camaraderie that they have and the culture that they had, Pablo wouldn't have been able to do that. So all the throwers that were there and lifting with Pablo and putting the time in and doing the drills and encouraging him and helping him, they have a really great thing going there, and it was great to see that. So we expect, like I said, moving into spring, we're starting to see a lot of the guys really flourish here, and and a lot of it is because of their focus and commitment that they put in during the winter season. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the 2021 winter boys track and field team, starting with 9th graders, freshmen, Ovidima Rogers, sophomores, Dacian Doss, Connor Lewis, Kevin Jenkins, Dylan Thompson, David Uzor, Andrew Velarde, juniors, Carl Dolphy, Dejan Lee, Adrian Mona, Pablo Montanez, Emmanuel Okoro, Andrew Plummer, Giovanni Rodriguez, Isaiah Taylor, Alan Tomaszewski, Anthony Zamora, and seniors, Daniel Mendez, Alan Elomi, Jasu Mondesir, Wilson Ojeda, and Sean Patterson. As you can see from our roster, we are pretty loaded in the junior class, and so with that being said, I expect some really great things for us. I think that we're really pushing towards some really good things. I know a lot of coaches say that there's no such thing as a rebuilding year, and we're starting to get that in track where these freshmen, sophomores, and juniors are really starting to step it up, and we really just, from year to year, we're staying loaded, we're staying competitive. So it's really great to see, really encouraging, and Union County, as we are seeing in the spring, is starting to kind of turn their heads at us and check Linden track out. So it's a really, really great culture that we got going on here, and it's only because the athletes have made it that way. The boys have made it that way. So, and seniors, lastly, I would like to thank you for all your hard work and dedication throughout your career. Your leadership, commitment, and hard work will be sorely missed. I wish you guys nothing but the best in whatever your future holds. So that was your 2021 winter track and field boys. So thank you and have a great evening.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to start by thanking Coach Brown, Coach McDonald, Coach Firestone, Coach Luke, and the boys' winter track team for all the help and support during the winter season. I'd like to thank Mr. Vienna, Kelly, Maria for everything they do to help us get through a bizarre year. I'd like to thank Ms. Horry, the administration, the Board of Education for making it possible for us to have a winter season. I'd like to thank our parents for allowing and trusting us to work with their children during this crazy time. The girls' winter track team was a very strange one this year because of everything that was so different. In the past, most of the meets were indoors at different facilities. This year we were outside, and most of our meets were at Tiger Stadium, which was probably a good thing because of the pandemic. We also had to start very late. I was afraid that we were not even going to have a season. So I was very happy that we were able to compete this year. The girls did a nice job. They assisted and they competed well at our polar bear meets that we had this year. We also had some young ladies that medaled at the Union County qualifying meet. That was one of a few indoor meets that we had this year. The medal winners were Jayla Johnson in the 55-meter dash, Jessica Uzar in the 55-meter hurdles, and Bianca Palomino in the 55-meter dash. Jayla and Jessica also qualified to compete at the Union County Championship meet that was held at the end of the season in Toms River, New Jersey. They did a nice job. The members of the team were Tanaya Drayton. She did the 55-meter dash. She also did the 200 meters. Sanji Pierre did the 55-meter dash and the 200 meters. Jessica Uzar, she did the 55-meter dash, she did the 200 meters, she did the 55-meter hurdles, and she was a medal winner. As a freshman, she did a nice job, and she has a nice future in front of us. Our 10th graders were Brianna Beckton. Brianna did the shot for us. He also had Amy Bernard. Amy did the 55-meter dash and the 200 for us. Asia Martin threw the shot for us. Our 11th graders were Naela Castro. Naela did the 55-meter dash, the 200 meters, and the 800 meters for us. And our 12th graders were Jayla Johnson. She did the 55-meter dash for us, the 200 meters for us. She did the 55-meter hurdles. She also did the 400, and she was a medal winner for us at the qualifying meet. We also have Ronisha Lassier. Ronisha did the 55-meter dash. She did the 200 for us. She also did the 100, the 55 hurdles, and the 400 for us. We also have Bianca Palomino. Bianca did the 55-meter dash for us. She did the 200 meters, and she did the 400 meters. And she was also a medal winner for us. We also had Janisa Pierre. Janisa did the 55-meter dash, the 200 meters for us, and the 55-meter hurdles. And once again, last but not least, Armani Winston. She did the 55-meter dash, she did the 200 meters, she did the 55-meter hurdles, and she also did the 400-meter run for us. And I would congratulate our young ladies, our 2020 girls winter track team, for having a nice season, and thank you, ladies.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Gelfand and I am the head varsity co-ed swim coach for Linden, and I'm here to present our athletic awards for this year. The Linden co-ed varsity swim team would like to thank the Linden Board of Education, our superintendent Dr. Hazelton, assistant superintendent Mrs. Cleary, Linden High School principal Mrs. Horry, athletic director Mr. Viana, parents, guardians, friends, and families. Without your continued support, our program wouldn't be where it is today. I would also like to personally thank our assistant coach, Rebecca Ratola, for always working so hard to make sure that our races are set up perfectly and helping me in leading such an incredible group of individuals this year. This season was about our swimmers. They had to overcome so many hurdles while following all COVID guidelines, the additional protocols and procedures, temperature taking, the daily screenings. They mastered it all and they were resilient. Not only did they rise up to the challenge, they came out on top. Linden Swimming dominated their co-ed division this season with a final record of 5-1. This season led to an unforgettable victory with a major upset win over Union Catholic. It wasn't just a major upset. It inspired the team to propel 12 of our swimmers to beat their personal records in our final meet. Virtual swim meets were just another obstacle. How do you get your swimmers and student athletes to swim faster than their opponent when they can't swim next to them? Well, as a coach, you train them like no one is watching. Each one of them had their personal best time. They were told to beat it, and that they did. In the Union County Final Division, our boys took 10 out of 12 events. Amongst those top swimmers were sophomore Gabriel Ferreira, junior captain George Fletches III, freshman Peter Jarzab, senior Sean Mannix, senior captain Rafael Martinez, junior Lucas Michelinas, freshman Philip Selleck. These gentlemen, along with the rest of our team members, sophomore Dylan Garcia, senior Landy Garcia, whom I'd like to highlight at this time and commend him on a job well done. He became Union County Scholar Athlete of the Year. We're very proud of you. We look forward to seeing what you have to offer in your future, Landy. Others, sophomore Isabella Gonzalez, senior Eva Jarzab, sophomore Amadeus Camacha, sophomore Simon Malik, sophomore Gabriela Martinez, freshman Molly McDonald, senior Lucas Pereira, sophomore Alejandro Casada, senior Nicole Restrepo, sophomore Ava Spilner, senior Victoria Strasovska, sophomore Kaya Tomaszewski, and sophomore Amelia Wegrecki. These team members all prove that no matter what struggles someone faces, being able to focus and remain strong will lead to remarkable things. Congratulations to each one of you on a job well done. We are so proud of the Linden swimmers for standing out and making our mark as a team that represents academic excellence this year. With the continued support from the Linden School District and community, we look forward to building from this year's successes, and that we've already begun planning for next season. To our seniors, you truly will be missed. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you once again for making this year truly one of the most memorable for me as a coach. Love you all. Thank you.
Hello to all our Linden athletes, our Linden parents, our Linden athletic fans. Thank you for attending our virtual awards. I'd like to start off by thanking the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Hazelton, Athletic Director Mr. Viana. I'd like to thank them for going above and beyond this year to not only let us have a season, but keep us as safe as possible during this COVID-19 wrestling season. The wrestling team, we had a shorter year than usual this year, but the group of kids that we had were tremendous high character kids that finished the season with us. We met a lot of new wrestlers this year that we really like going forward. Myself and the other coaches, Coach Reynoso, Coach Valentino, Coach Hay, we're really excited about the future of our program with these young kids we have going forward. Some members of our wrestling team this year are Liam Burgos. Liam wrestled 220 pounds for us this year. He was also a team captain. Chakai McDougall. Chakai wrestled at 132 pounds. Did a great job for us this year leading the team, and he was also a 4-year wrestler and a team captain. Jay Santa Maria. Jay wrestled at 152 pounds this year. We'll miss Jay. Jay's a senior. Schneider Toussaint. Schneider wrestled at 106 pounds this year, also 113 pounds. Schneider was a big part of our team, and we'll be sad to see him go. Samuel Richardson. Sam wrestled at 195 pounds this year, and we're lucky to have Sam back for next year, his senior year. Ryan Creary. Ryan wrestled at 220 pounds this year. He also wrestled heavyweight for us. Ryan's a junior, so he will be returning to our team as well. Aiden Scaff. Aiden wrestled at 138 and 145 pounds on varsity. Aiden did a great job as a first-year wrestler, and we're really excited to have him come back to our team next year. Jason Correa. Jason is a sophomore. He wrestled at 138 and 145 pounds, and is another kid that will be the nucleus of our team next season. Yostin Campo. Yostin is a freshman who was his first year wrestling this year, and he did a tremendous job wrestling for us. We're really excited about his future with our team, and we're looking forward to him coming back on our team next year. Joseph Walsh. Joseph was another one of our young kids that wrestled varsity this year. He wrestled at 126 pounds, and he showed a lot of improvement throughout the year, and another kid that we're going to be banking on to score a lot of points for us next year in varsity. Francie Francois. Francie was one of my freshman football players that came out to wrestle, and kid has a lot of talent, and if he continues to put in the work, he's going to be a future varsity wrestler that you are going to continue to hear things from. Javon Carey. Javon was another freshman that was on the varsity lineup. He wrestled at 182 pounds this year, and he improved throughout the season. And he's another wrestler that we want to definitely put in work in the summer and come back next year ready to compete and win even more matches. Max Garcia. Max wrestled at 160 pounds this year. He was a freshman, and we're also looking for big things out of Max next year. Angel O'Donnell. Angel came to us from Uruguay this year. He practiced hard every day. He barely missed any practices. He's a kid that we're looking forward to having on the team next year as well. Alex Donick. Alex played freshman football for me. He also came out and wrestled, and we're so glad he did because he has a lot of talent, and he's another freshman, one of our many freshmen that next year we're expecting a lot of. The highlights as a team for the wrestling team this year, we finished 5-5 in dual meets. Our biggest highlight was our win over Rawway in a dual meet at Rawway. They were previously undefeated before we beat them, and we gave them their first and only loss of the year. So that was a great day for the kids, for the coaches to celebrate. And another highlight, as you also see behind me, we had our first ever outdoor match during this COVID-19 wrestling season that was wrestled in the spring. So we were lucky enough to get out there, and you see the pictures behind me, and wrestle a match outdoors on Cooper Field. First time we ever did that. This year was a trying wrestling season. It was not easy. I definitely want to thank all the wrestlers that came out and wrestled for us this year. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of heart to come out and wrestle anyway. And this year, more than ever, during a COVID-19 season, these kids deserve all our praises. I look forward to putting in a lot of summer workouts with you guys and coming back next year ready to compete in our division and represent Linden on the mats. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good evening. My name is James Harper, coach of the girls varsity basketball team. I would like to begin by saying thank you to the superintendent, Dr. Hazelton, and the Board of Education. I would also like to thank Athletic Director Steve Viana for allowing us the opportunity to compete this year. Our team was shut down for 2 weeks on 2 different occasions during the season, so to be able to play a complete schedule was huge for our team. After a month of waiting, we played our first game of the season and won. At the completion of the season, Miliana Senescat and Inique Hodge were named as honorable mentions for our conference. Nali Karamoka and Jaden Boyd were named to the All-Valley Division first team as well. 4 years goes by very quickly, but we are very grateful for our seniors, and they will surely be missed. We're also excited about the future of our program.
First, I want to thank Superintendent Dr. Hazelton, Athletic Director Steve Viana, Roger and training staff for being there for us and the kids every day, helping us out with whatever we need. I also want to thank Coach Drea and staff for allowing me to be part of the staff. Next, I want to name the 15 kids on the roster, and I want to thank them as well. Sam Arias, Ashton Armstead, Ryan Armstead, Andre Chambers, Marlon Eugene, Jalen Francois, Oliver Gillette, Justin Hodge, Ryan Hodge, Jalen Francois, Vanderlee Jasmine, Keontae Johnson, Marie Shepard, Giovanni St. Seren, Taquan Thomas, and Jalil Turner. I want to thank you guys coming out for the team. I want to thank you guys for being there every day, giving it your all, giving everything you got. Even though we had a rocky start, 0-3, you still came every day. You still believe. You came and worked hard. And we finished the season very strong, finishing 10-4. Thank you, guys.
Hi, this is Desmond Wade, Linden Boys Basketball JV coach. I would like to present our boys basketball JV team with their Winter Sports Awards. I would like to thank Superintendent Dr. Hazelton, Athletic Director Steve Viana, our training staff, and our coaching staff. Also want to thank our student athletes Noel George, Stephen Cardi, Samir Skipworth, Josiah Hannon, Jaden Eugene, Eddie Charles, Jaden Lisboya, Gregory Seabrook, Peter Benucci, and Hashem Nadir. And I also want to thank their family and friends that helped us get through this tough year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Coach Drea, the head boys varsity basketball coach. I would like to begin by thanking Superintendent Dr. Hazelton, board members, Linden High School Principal Mrs. Horry, Athletic Director Mr. Viana. This has been one of the most difficult years to begin basketball. With COVID being such a fluid situation, we were fortunate enough to get all 15 scheduled games in without missing any. There were many schools who weren't able to do this due to COVID. I give all the credit to our players and coaching staff for really watching themselves and doing the right thing to keep themselves and our team safe. I was very proud of this team this year because we were faced with many challenges that would make us better later in the season, and that's exactly what happened. We finished the season with a 4-game winning streak, which I'm looking forward to extending into the next basketball season. We have a young group of players who are ready to make some huge strides this offseason to compete at a state championship level. With that being said, I would like to acknowledge the players on our team. Nigel Merrillville was named 3rd team All-County. Jalen Hodge was named 3rd team All-County. Christian Garcia, Quintrell Dixon, Steve Dorville, BJ Bowser, Elijah Motley, Nas Robinson, he was named Honorable Mention All-County. Rich Guam, DJ DeJesus, Elijah Butler, Franz Eugene, and Jete Guerrero. And last but not least, I would like to thank my coaching staff, varsity assistant Jeffrey Wade, JV coach Desmond Wade, and freshman coach Michael Campo. Thanks for all the hard work this year. Appreciate everything that the staff has done for the players and for our program. Have a great night and stay safe.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. In all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows. In one shining moment, it's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time. But time is short, and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew that in one shining moment you reached deep inside. One shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew in one shot